reading that text that said you can come?
It was just plain and simple, so I thought maybe it was a good sign.
Did you believe that that was progress?
Yes, I was hoping.
You go to the game?
I did.
Does anything of note occur at the game?
No.
Do you have any altercations or interactions with Michael?
No.
When you leave the game, what happens next?
I just went home.
Did your husband come home as well?
Yes.
Once you're both home, what's the tone? What's the atmosphere?
Well, I was wait and see, and when I was sitting in the breakfast nook area, and when he came in, he went into the kitchen and took out his bottle of vodka, poured a drink, standing at the counter, facing me, just staring at me.
Okay. What are you doing?
Staring at him. And he says, "Aren't you afraid to be home alone with me tonight without the kids?"
Can you repeat that?
He says, "Aren't you afraid to be home alone with me without the kids?"
When you hear that comment, what goes into your mind?
Here we go. And I said, actually, as a matter of fact, yes. We're going to have to go back to our old arrangements then,
By old arrangements, what do you mean?
living separately.
How does he respond to that?
He's just staring at me. He's not really saying anything at that point. And then I make a comment that he looks really crazy and disturbing.
Okay. Does anything happen after that?
He says, "Sam Katie."
What is that?
It's a character in a movie that we had watched like 2 weeks prior.
What do you believe that to mean? Or do you know the context that was being used to make that comment?
I think so. My daughter wants to be a De Niro fan, and so we watched the movie with her, and he's the antagonist in the movie, and he's like
Is a character named Sam Katie?
yes.
Okay.
And he's just a crazed ex-con chasing 2 women.
Okay. After those comments, is there anything else? What happens next?
I said, "Okay, whatever, that's weird." And I said, I'm hungry. If we haven't eaten, if you're not ready, you don't want to get something to eat. He's like, just looking at me, he goes, "Where are you going to go? You going out?" And I said, "I'm going to go get something to eat." And he said, "Well, I'm going out too, see what kind of women I can pick up."
Okay. Is there any more conversation or do you leave?
Then I leave.
Where do you go?
McDonald's. Yeah, I ordered something to go.
While you're out on the road, when you leave, do you know if he has left or if he stayed there?
I saw him leave. I thought he was going to follow me, but he didn't.
Okay. Do you have any idea where he went or what he did?
No clue.
So you go to McDonald's, you get food.
Yes.
What do you do next?
I go home.
When you get home, what do you do? Is he there?
No.
You arrive home. Is anyone home?
I'm sorry, is anyone? No.
Okay, so you arrive home, you're the only person there. What do you do at that point?
I sit down at the table, and I'm hoping that he's gone at that point, at least for a while, but I'm considering leaving myself.
Between McDonald's and going home, did you go anywhere else?
No.
Do you remember if that was the only place you went?
I might have stopped at CVS. Yeah, I think I did, yeah.
For what reason?
I think I bought a bottle of wine.
Did you take that home with you?
Yes.
So you get home. When you arrive home, what are you doing?
I'm sitting at the table.
Okay. Are you drinking?
No, not at that point. I was starving.
Are you eating?
Yes.
At any point, does your husband arrive?
Yes.
What happens when he arrives?
He immediately walks up to the table, and he takes my phone, and walks away from me, starts it.
What's his demeanor when he comes in the house?
It's kind of, I don't know, he seems sort of nonchalant, sarcastic.
How long have you been home at that point when he arrives?
Not long at all. Under 5 minutes.
Okay. You had said earlier that your husband had been drinking before you had left.
I saw him take a drink, yes.
Do you know if he was drinking more?
If I had to guess, it appeared to me.
How so?
Just red in the face. I know what he looks like when he's drinking.
Okay. So he comes over to you at the table
Yes,
and he takes your phone.
yes.
What does he do at that point?
He just walks to the right of me, but then turns around pretty quickly and walks back toward me.
And when he walks back towards you, what's he do?
Grabs my sandwich, then walks to the left of me.
Okay. What next?
He's standing kind of to the left front of me, and he's talking about Caesar, and then he spits the food at me.
Do you recall what he said about Caesar?
So did you make up your mind? Did you answer him back? Are you going to the Florida Cup? On Mike, and that's when he spit the food at me.
Showing the witnesses part of closet F5. Charlotte.
That's our breakfast at the kitchen table.
This is the area in the home where we were sitting?
Yes.
When this conversation occurs?
Yes.
Witness F6. Is this another view of the same location?
Yes.
How does it progress from there after you spit the sandwich?
So then I just said, okay, I grabbed the bag and I said, you know what, I think I am going to go out with Caesar. And I start walking into the kitchen, and going to walk through the kitchen, and I'm turning to throw the bag of food onto the center island, and that's when he comes up behind me and grabs me, and I turn to the left.
Get there in a second. When you make the comment, maybe I will go with Caesar, is there a reaction from Michael?
Just that he grabbed me.
So you had walked into the kitchen,
Yes,
and where was he in relation to you?
behind me.
So when he grabs you, what happens at that point?
I just shift and to the left, and I trip up on my feet, and I fall to the ground. And then I feel something hit me in the back of the head.
Okay. Into the kitchen.
Yes,
So you go from the breakfast nook where you are in here.
mm-hmm.
And he follows you.
Yes.
You said that he hits you in the back of the head. Where does that occur?
It would be in between these two spaces,
Okay.
the counters.
This is what we're looking at.
Yes,
So between these two,
yes.
how are you positioned?
I was going to walk through the kitchen. I had thrown the bags up here. At this point, I'm here on my knees in between the center island and the kitchen sink area.
So you're in this area between the islands and the counter?
Yes,
Okay, and you've gone down to your knees
yes.
based on him hitting you.
Grabbing me, and I tripped up and went on my knees. Then he hit me.
What happens next?
I try and get up, and
Were you able to?
he's right on top of me, so no, not all the way.
How were you positioned then at that point?
I was on my knees, so as I was coming up, he grabbed me by the collar, and I felt our heads collide. And at that point, I grabbed the center island, and I reach up to pull myself up to face him this way. And that's when he takes his right hand. So he grabs me here and slams me down onto the center island counter.
So he's grabbed your hair.
Grab me, yes,
Was your hair up like it is today, or was it down at that
down,
point? So he's grabbed your hair and has slammed it onto the island here?
yes.
What's going through your mind at this point?
Well, I'm scared. I'm thinking I'm under attack.
What are you seeing from him? Are you able to see his face?
Yes, at that point, he's got severe angry look, grimace.
Is that the same look that you've described previously?
It is.
Are you trying to talk to him? Is he talking to you?
I don't remember what he said. He was saying something. I know he called me a bitch, and he had his hand, he was holding my head down on the counter. So I can't see him entirely.
Using the bar in front of you, can you demonstrate how your head is positioned?
Yeah, so when I turned around this way, he grabbed me this way and pulled me down. So I'm pinned.
Make sure you speak up. Let me get over here. All right.
said speak
Can you
up.
please continue? Make sure the court reporter and the jury can hear you.
So he slams me down on the counter, and I'm pinned sort of this way, and he takes his hand and he's smashing my head. And so I'm just pinned up against the counter like this, and he's straddling my body here and has me pinned. And so my arm's here, and he's got his hand on my head, and he's holding it down.
Is your head actually touching the counter, or is it like you are right now?
I barely, yes, somewhat. He's pushing it as much as he can, but it's awkward.
So is the side of your head making contact with the flat surface?
Yes.
Okay. What's he doing with his other hand?
So he's standing above me here, this way, and he cocks his fist back. I can see him, and he's acting like he's going to punch me in the face. And instead, he comes down and he grinds his fist into my face, and then puts his hands over both his hands over my hand and my nose, and he's pressing as hard as he can, smashing my nose into my face.
What are you doing?
At that point,
Physically, what are you doing?
I can't really do anything. He's got me pinned and I can't move, and I'm trying to wiggle out.
Are you able to?
No,
Is there any conversation going on at this point?
I can't speak. No,
Are you able to breathe?
no. I tried to take like 3 or 4 breaths, and I couldn't even get a breath.
Danielle Redlick has told so many different stories about this very event. She is now telling the jury in the courtroom the one that she wants them to believe. But can they? They've heard all these other stories. We'll have more of that story when we come back, so keep it right here on Court TV.
He said, if you leave, I am going to kill you.
The killer, you know,
They were the perfect family.
but never suspected.
This was very rare to find a brother killing another brother.
Real crimes,
2 bullets went directly in my head.
real cases,
The most intense trial that I've ever had.
real relationships.
I'll find you, one way or the other.
Someone They Knew with Tamron Hall. Tonight, 7/6 Central, only on Court TV.
This is Kate. She's a real Weight Watchers member. Kate knows for weight loss that lasts, you need a plan that's all about you, what you love, and what you don't. Because food science shows when your plan is built for you, it's so much easier to stick to, so you can keep on living your life. Get your unique plan today at www.com and love how good healthy feels. Start today. Go to WW.com to see today's limited time offer.
Meet Litter Robot, the revolutionary self-cleaning litter box that eliminates the chore of scooping, reduces litter tracking, and traps odors. After your cat exits, Litter Robot automatically separates the dirty clumps from the clean litter into the tightly sealed drawer below, always leaving a fresh bed of litter for your cat. And Litter Robot's integrated technology provides real-time updates and smarter insights through the Whisker app. Litter Robot by Whisker, making life with your pet endlessly better.
Letting go of my diamond ring was really hard, but selling it for the best price was simple with Worthy.com. They evaluate your jewelry to help you understand what it's actually worth. Then they auction it to their network of professional buyers. Get more for your jewelry with Worthy.com.
Hi, it's me again. Listen to this. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check every month may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with the benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Check your zip code. It could be dynamite. Call now.
Call 1-800-561-2049. That's 1-800-561-2049 now.
Before I was diagnosed, there was nothing really to worry about. And then when I was diagnosed, there was just such a big weight put on my shoulders. Every night I felt like maybe I won't wake up tomorrow.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works day after day to find cures and save the lives of children with cancer and other life-threatening diseases.
You know, there are treatments that were invented within the walls of this hospital that have continued to improve the cure rates for pediatric cancer. And St. Jude's not going to stop until every single kid gets that chance to walk out of the doors of this hospital cancer-free.
If it weren't for St. Jude, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Thanks to generous donors like you, families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, so they can focus on helping their child live. Join with your debit or credit card right now, and we'll send you this St. Jude t-shirt that you can proudly wear to show your support.
Because it takes a heart for somebody to say that I'm willing to give to St. Jude so that they can help save more lives. That's huge.
Our giving to St. Jude is right up there with our mortgage. That's the priority that we put on giving to St. Jude.
Please call or go online right now. Become a partner in hope today.
Calm. Download the free app now.
Hello and welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala. Earlier today, the state rested its case in the kitchen knife murder trial. Then it was the defense's turn. Right out of the gate, first witness on the stand, the defendant herself, Danielle Redlick. She's been on the stand for a better part of the day. Now remember, this is a self-defense case, so that's an affirmative defense. She actually has the burden initially to prove to this jury that it's more likely than not that she feared for her life when she stabbed her husband. Well, she's telling that story now. And the question is this jury believing her? Because as of right now, she's a proven liar. Let's get you back into the courtroom.
I've got a free arm here, and the drawer in front of me is the only thing I can do. And I know that there's items in there.
So how close is he to you at this point? Is he with his arms pressing down, or is his body pressed up against you?
Both.
And can you explain just kind of how we are right there, how you were positioned in?
So yes, I guess I'm about here, and he's basically standing above me, and he's holding me down. And like I said, he's kind of straddling me with his legs, so he's got me pinned there. I don't know if that comes out clearly enough.
Are you trying to talk? Are you trying to say anything?
Yes, yes.
And are you able at all to do that?
No.
When you realize that you're not able to breathe, what's in your mind at that point?
That he snapped and that he's probably going to kill me.
Why do you believe that?
Well, because I couldn't breathe and I was starting to freak out at that point and he wasn't stopping.
Did anything make you believe that this time was different than the times before?
Yes.
How so? Why?
Just the rage that he was in. And again, I felt like he was kind of past the point of no return, like he had built up this, and that perhaps he wasn't going to stop.
What was it that made you think he wasn't going to stop?
The fact that he was holding me there that long, and just the prior 2 days, the threats.
Do you know how long you were held in that position?
I don't really. I'll have it seemed kind of fast, but long enough that I couldn't breathe.
So what do you do when you're trapped in that position, unable to breathe, with him over you?
So I used my free arm to push open the drawer ahead of me.
How so? So how are you positioned at that point?
Still pinned up against the island. And
so you're leaning in with your left shoulder in this demonstration. Is it your left shoulder,
Yes.
the left side of your body that's up against the island?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And are you on this near side that we see in the photograph, the side of the sink?
No, I'm on the stove top.
Right. So what I'm asking is, are you on the near part of the photograph, or are you on the other side of the photograph on the other side of the island?
The near side.
Okay. So you're pressed up against, and you're reaching with your hand. What do you find?
The drawer on the end.
Is this the top or the bottom drawer on the end?
Top.
So this small square drawer?
Yes.
What's in that drawer?
Ladles, knives.
What do you find in that drawer?
A knife.
What's Michael doing at this point? Is he still holding you down?
He's holding me down.
Are you still trapped?
Yes.
You find the knife. You're able to open the drawer?
Yes.
You're able to grab the knife?
Pull it out, yes.
How does it continue from there?
Pulled the knife out, and I don't know if he saw it, but he released my head, so I'm able to move.
Okay. How do you position? So you said that you're able to move a little bit. What position do you go into?
Just slightly more to the left, turning toward him.
Does he back away from you?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
He says, "What, are you going to stab me?" And I take the knife and I position it and face it toward him.
What does he do at that point?
He immediately just goes for my chin and pushes me back, and I stabbed him at that point.
How are you positioned at the point of stabbing him?
Basically on the back of the island, and been pinned by him.
At that point, are you able to get out?
After I stabbed him, yes.
Prior to doing that, prior to stabbing him with a knife, are you able to remove yourself?
No.
Are you able to wiggle free?
No.
Are you able to get out without using a weapon?
No, I was trying.
Are you able to talk to him?
No.
What do you see in his demeanor after you believe he has observed you with the knife?
He's not fazed. And again, he's still on top of me and proceeds to push my head back again.
Did it seem like seeing the knife warded him off or scared him off away from you?
No.
Did it seem like it increased his agitation towards you?
I don't know if it increased it, but it didn't stop him.
So he's pushing you down how at the point when you have the knife and you make contact with his body?
When I have the knife?
Right, what I'm asking is when the knife is in your hand?
Yeah.
Which hand for you?
My right hand at that point.
When the knife is in your hand, How is he positioned? So what exactly is he doing to you at that point? Is this when his hand has pushed your head back?
Yes.
And your head is where?
This, up against the counter. I believe it was his right hand that he pushed my head back with.
Are you trying to squirm or fight out?
That just happened quickly. I was pinned, or I couldn't really.
At the time you have the knife and you stab him with it, what are you trying to do? What is your goal here in your mind?
To get away from him.
Why? If you don't do that, what is your belief that will happen?
That he might smother me to death.